magic word. Here in the secret kindergarten, the world's best show for kids is starting. The secret kindergarten radio show. Use your ears and your imagination. We're going to play, we're having fun. The magic secret kindergarten on the Revolution radio station. Yay! It's another nature time. Boy, do I feel uncomfortable talking about the sun. Sometimes I wish I was just my cat. Yay, the sun's out. I'm happy, sunbathing. That's all I need to know. Oh dear. We're going to talk about... Yes, we're talking about the butterfly! Have you seen a butterfly lately? Which color was the butterfly that you saw? Let's play a story about the first butterflies. It's called, The Story of the First Butterflies.
The Story of the First Butterflies. The Great Spirit thought, "By and by I will make men, but first I will make a home for them. It shall be very bright and beautiful. There shall be mountains and prairies and forests, and about it all shall be the blue waters of the sea." As the Great Spirit had thought, so he did. He gave the earth a soft cloak of green. He made the prairies beautiful with flowers. The forests were bright with birds of many colors, and the sea was the home of wonderful sea creatures. "My children will love the prairies, the forests, and the seas," he thought. "But the mountains look dark and cold. They are very dear to me. But how shall I make my children go to them, and so learn to love them?" Long the Great Spirit thought about the mountains. At last he made many little shining stones. Some were red, some blue, some green, some yellow, and some were shining with all the lovely colors of the beautiful rainbow. "All my children will love what is beautiful," he thought, "and if I hide the bright stones in the seams of the rocks of the mountains, men will come to find them, and they will learn to love my mountains." When the stones were made and the Great Spirit looked upon their beauty, he said, "I will not hide you all away in the seams of the rocks. Some of you shall be out in the sunshine, so that the little children who cannot go to the mountains shall see your colors." Then the south wind came by, and as he went, he sang softly of forests flecked with light and shadow, of birds in their nests in the leafy trees. He sang of long summer days and the music of the water beating upon the shore. He sang of the moonlight and the starlight. All the wonders of the night, all the beauties of the morning were in his song. "Dear South Wind," said the Great Spirit, "here are some beautiful things for you to bear away with you to your summer home. You will love them, and all the little children will love them." At these words of the Great Spirit, all the stones before him stirred with life, and lifted themselves on many-colored wings. They fluttered away in the sunshine, and the southwest wind sang to them as they went. So it was that the first butterflies came from beautiful thought of the Great Spirit, and in their wings were all the colors of the shining stones that he did not wish to hide away.
Do you think that's where butterflies came from? You know what? I do. That's what I think. Because I'm crazy like that. And I've got a cool story. This one is called Where Does the Butterfly Go When It Rains? Rain, 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 rain. Where does the butterfly go when it rains? And the mole, and the bee, and the bird in the tree, where do they go when it rains? A mole can stay in a hole. A bee can fly back to the hive. I've heard that a bird tucks its head under its wing. But where does the butterfly go when it rains? I know that my cat goes scat under the porch. I've seen him do that when it rains. A snake, I suppose, can slide between rocks. A grasshopper can hide in tall grass. A rabbit can dash, whoosh, into a bush. But where does the butterfly go when it rains? The cows I see in the field just stand in the rain and get wet. They eat and get wet. They eat and get wetter. Don't cows mind the rain? I know why a duck doesn't mind the rain. Someone told me. A duck's feathers are oily and slick, so the rain doesn't stick. Water slides off a duck's back. Quack, quack. But what about minnows? And how about trout? Where do fish go when it rains? Now that's silly. It doesn't rain underwater. What does a turtle do in the rain? If I were a turtle with a shell over me, I would know what to do in the rain. Wouldn't you? But what can a butterfly do? How can it fly if its wings are wet? Where does the butterfly go when it rains? And the bird in the tree, it's a puzzle to me. Even if its head is tucked under its wing, what happens to the rest of it, poor thing? As soon as the rain stops raining so hard, I'll go quietly up to a tree, and maybe I'll find a bird in that tree, and I'll see what it does in the rain. Maybe I'll find a butterfly too. Then I'll know what it does when it rains. But where can I look? I've never seen a butterfly out in the rain. Have you? Yeah, I haven't. But I do hope you get the opportunity out there to go looking for a butterfly in the rain. And I do hope your mum and dad let you climb a tree. Even in the rain, I hope they let you do that. Because we need to find out where these butterflies are in the rain. Report back to me. Let's listen to a real butterfly. Let's hear how a butterfly sounds. Here we go. We've got to listen really carefully. Here we go. Shh. Can you hear it? Did you hear that? It's actually sending shivers down my spine. Wow. Listen to how fast those wings are flapping. Amazing. They must have so much energy. Now let's hear some music by Nancy Stewart from nancymusic.com.
So many interesting insects, interesting insects. I'm a cricket, and my ears are on my knees. I'm a cricket, and my ears are on my knees. I'm a cricket, and my ears are on my knees. My ears are down on my knees. I'm a little ant, and I can lift a heavy load. I'm a little ant, 50 times my weight I'm told. I'm a little ant, and I can lift a heavy load. I can lift a very, very heavy load. I'm a dragonfly, I have 2 pairs of wings. I'm a dragonfly, I have 2 pairs of wings. I'm a dragonfly, I have 2 pairs of wings. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wings. So many interesting insects, interesting insects. I'm a housefly, and I can walk on the ceiling. I'm a housefly, and I can walk on the ceiling. I'm a housefly, and I can walk on the ceiling. Turn somersaults in the air and walk on the ceiling. I'm a honeybee, I put the pollen in my legs. I'm a honeybee, I put the pollen in my legs. I'm a honeybee, I put the pollen in my legs. Put the pollen in the pockets in my legs. So many interesting insects, interesting insects. On my birthday, my brother gave an insect to me. It had 3 parts to its head, thorax, abdomen. On my birthday, my brother gave an insect to me. It had 6 hairy legs and 3 parts to its head, thorax, abdomen. On my birthday, my brother gave an insect to me. It had 2 antennae, 6 hairy legs, and 3 parts to its head, thorax, abdomen. On my birthday, my brother gave an insect to me. It had 4 fine wings, 2 antennae, 6 hairy legs, and 3 parts to its body, thorax, abdomen. On my brother's birthday, I gave the insect back to him. It had 4 fine wings, 2 antennae, 6 hairy legs, and 3 parts to its body, thorax, abdomen.
Now, you know who likes to eat insects that I see around my house, literally just outside my house, are the sparrows. And the butterfly reminds me of a sparrow because, well, the way the sparrow catches spiders on the side of my house, boy, they flap their wings so fast, like that butterfly that we listened to. And I want to play a Brothers Grimm story. Oh no! Now this one's really good. It's a little bit scary. It's The Dog and the Sparrow. Let's check this out. Here we go. Are you ready? Be brave. Let's listen to this story.
The Dog and the Sparrow from Grimm's Fairy Tales by Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm. A shepherd's dog had a master who took no care of him, but often let him suffer the greatest hunger. At last he could bear it no longer, so he took to his heels, and off he ran in a very sad and sorrowful mood. On the road he met a sparrow that said to him, "Why are you so sad, my friend?" "Because," said the dog, "I am very, very hungry, and have nothing to eat." "If that be all," answered the sparrow, "come with me into the next town, and I will soon find you plenty of food." So on they went together into the town, and as they passed by a butcher's shop, the sparrow said to the dog, "Stand there a little while, till I peck you down a piece of meat." So the sparrow perched upon the shelf, and having first looked carefully about her to see if any one was watching her, she pecked and scratched at a steak that lay upon the edge of the shelf, till at last down it fell. Then the dog snapped it up, and scrambled away with it into a corner, where he soon ate it all up. "Well," said the sparrow, "you shall have some more if you will. So come with me to the next shop, and I will peck you down another steak." When the dog had eaten this too, the sparrow said to him, "Well, my good friend, have you had enough now?" "I have had plenty of meat," answered he, "but I should like to have a piece of bread to eat after it." "Come with me, then," said the sparrow, "and you shall have that too." So she took him to a baker's shop, and pecked at 2 rolls that lay in the window till they fell down. And as the dog still wished for more, she took him to another shop and pecked down some more for him. When that was eaten, the sparrow asked him whether he had had enough now. "Yes," said he, "and now let us take a walk a little way out of the town." So they both went out upon the high road, but as the weather was warm, they had not gone far before the dog said, "I am very much tired. I should like to take a nap." "Very well," answered the sparrow, "do so, and in the meantime I will perch upon that bush." So the dog stretched himself out on the road and fell fast asleep. Whilst he slept, there came by a carter, with a cart drawn by 3 horses, and loaded with 2 casks of wine. The sparrow, seeing that the carter did not turn out of the way, but would go in the track in which the dog lay, so as to drive over him, cried out, "Stop, stop, Mr. Carter, or it shall be the worse for you." But the carter, grumbling to himself, "You make it worse for me? Indeed, what can you do?" cracked his whip, and drove his cart over the poor dog, so that the wheels crushed him to death. "There!" cried the sparrow, "thou cruel villain, thou hast killed my friend the dog. Now, mind what I say, the deed of thine shall cost thee all thou art worth." "Do your worst, and welcome," said the brute. "What harm can you do me?" and passed on. But the sparrow crept under the tilt of the cart, and pecked at the bung of one of the casks till she loosened it, and then all the wine ran out, without the carter seeing it. At last he looked round, and saw that the cart was dripping, and the cask quite empty. "Oh, what an unlucky wretch I am!" cried he. "Not wretch enough yet," said the sparrow, as she alighted upon the head of one of the horses, and pecked at him till he reared up and kicked. When the carter saw this, he drew out his hatchet and aimed a blow at the sparrow, meaning to kill her. But she flew away, and the blow fell upon the poor horse's head with such force that he fell down dead. "Oh, an unlucky wretch that I am!" cried he. "Not wretch enough yet," said the sparrow. And as the carter went on with the other 2 horses, she again crept under the tilt of the cart, and pecked out the bung of the second cask, so that all the wine ran out. When the carter saw this, he again cried out, "Miserable wretch that I am!" But the sparrow answered, "Not wretch enough yet," and perched on the head of the second horse, and pecked at him too. The carter ran up and struck at her again with his hatchet, but away she flew, and the blow fell upon the second horse, and killed him on the spot. "Alas, miserable wretch that I am!" cried he. "Not wretched enough yet," answered the sparrow as she flew away, Now will I plague and punish thee at thy own house." The carter was forced at last to leave his cart behind him, and to go home overflowing with rage and vexation. "Alas," said he to his wife, "what ill luck has befallen me! My wine is all spilt, and my horses all 3 dead." "Alas, husband," replied she, "and a wicked bird has come into the house, and has brought with her all the birds in the world, I am sure, and they have fallen upon our corn in the loft, and are eating it up at such a rate." Away ran the husband upstairs, and saw thousands of birds sitting upon the floor eating up his corn, with the sparrow in the midst of them. "Oh, unlucky wretch that I am!" cried the carter, for he saw that the corn was almost gone. "Not wretch enough yet," said the sparrow. "My cruelty shall cost thee thy life yet." And away she flew. The carter, seeing that he had thus lost all that he had, went down into his kitchen, and was still not sorry for what he had done, but sat himself angrily and sulkily in the chimney-corner. But the sparrow sat on the outside of the window, and cried, "Carter, thy cruelty shall cost thee thy life." With that he jumped up in a rage, seized his hatchet, and threw it at the sparrow. But it missed her, and only broke the window. The sparrow now hopped in, perched upon the window-seat, and cried, "Carter, it shall cost thee thy life." Then he became mad and blind with rage, and struck the window-seat with such force that he cleft it in two, and as the sparrow flew from place to place, the carter and his wife were so furious that they broke all their furniture, glasses, chairs, benches, the table, and at last the walls, without touching the bird at all. In the end, however, they caught her, and the wife said, "Shall I kill her at once?" "No," cried he, "that is letting her off too easily. She shall die a much more cruel death. I will eat her." But the sparrow began to flutter about, and stretch out her neck, and cried, "Carter, it shall cost thee thy life yet." With that he could wait no longer, so he gave his wife the hatchet, and cried, "Wife, strike at the bird, and kill her in my hand." And the wife struck, but she missed her aim, and hit her husband on the head, so that he fell down dead. And the sparrow flew quietly home to her nest.
That is my favorite Brothers Grimm story. Now that is a story for young children, just like how it should be. And it's a message for all you grown-ups out there. You be nice to all the animals, and you be nice to all the young children, or the sparrows are gonna get ya. Woohoo! And we're coming up to the end of another Secret Kindergarten radio show. So we just have a few seconds to do an activity. This one's called the Butterfly Body Scan. So we're just going to be comfortable. We can sit down or lie down. We just close our eyes and breathe naturally. And notice how it feels to breathe in and out. We picture a beautiful butterfly and focus on the butterfly. And we watch the butterfly fly around. And that's all we got time for. Keep imagining that butterfly. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening. Bye.